This is my formal apology to reading as a concept, the idea of reading. Hi, I'm Gabby, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my reading journey because it's been a little, we haven't gotten along for a lot of my life, okay? Me and reading. I read 52 books last year, and prior to that, I probably read 52 books in the entirety of my life. For context, I'm like, wait, how old am I? I am 28 years of age. So for most of my life, I would say I did not like reading. I had no desire to like read anything on my own outside of the things that I was told I had to read. And even those, I didn't read all the way. Most of the time I spark notes and stuff. And then I just did all assignments from that point on. I would watch YouTube videos about books. I'd watch all kinds of things just to get the idea of the book. I would do more work to get the idea of the book, to write about the book, than it would have taken to just read the damn book. But I had the internet, so why would I need to read if I had the internet? I had like random little spurts where I'd get into reading. Or when I was really young, I had like some American Girl doll books because, you know, I had to know the backstory to my dolls. I didn't even read Harry Potter until I was like almost out of high school. I think I was graduated from high school or like a senior in high school when I read all the Harry Potter books. I'm one of those people who tried to take the reading tests of Harry Potter based off the movies because I had seen the movies. So why would I ever need to read the book? Idiot. I just read The Hunger Games last year. I missed out on so much because I wasn't a reader. I feel like I just tainted reading for myself because I just didn't want to do what people told me to do. That was like, I feel like that was just what it boils down to. Teachers and everyone told me that I had to read these certain books or like I should be reading or like reading is good for you, all sort of stuff. And I was like, bet. I'm just gonna watch movies and TV instead. And there's no reason. It's like, it's not that I hadn't enjoyed some books that I had read, but it is what it is. It's in the past. We are now in the present. And I love reading now. Reading is better than any other form of media consumption. It's just so much richer and deeper and like you can just really get into everything and I've just been living in the dark and now I see the light, okay? In the last year, it feels like a flip has been switched. Wait, a switch has been flipped. This is probably gonna sound naive to like avid readers, people who've been reading their whole life, but I feel like all it took was me figuring out the right formula to fit reading into my life. I found out that I love audiobooks, specifically at 1.25 speed, a little bit slower if it's a very dense book, a little bit faster if it's a little bit too fluffy. I discovered that I can only pay attention to audiobook when I'm doing something with my hands, but it has to be a certain level of mundane. Something that doesn't take too much brain power, like doing the dishes or cleaning the house. Even sometimes while playing video games, but it has to be video games that I have very low stakes, very easy, very casual. I discovered that when it's getting to like really intense points in a book or something that needs to be really paid attention to, then I like to do the audiobook with an ebook version or physical book, but I usually just do ebooks. I discovered that I also love the library, which everyone should love the library, but I just didn't know how many options the library had. So you don't have to spend so much money. So great. There's so many good options. And when I can set aside the time, I love to just sit on the couch, snuggled up with my Kindle and read. But since I am someone who likes to be go a lot and I'm bad at getting myself to just do nothing, then that is a rare occurrence. But because I found out all these ways that reading fits into the way I live life, I've been able to read so many things and it's so beautiful. And I want everyone to find this out for themselves. Basically, I just didn't know that there were so many options for how to read. And it's not that these resources haven't always been here. It just feels like most of my life, then people have had this one idea of what reading is, and it is having a physical book in your hand that you sit down and you read, and that is what reading is. And some people have their little hot takes on audiobooks being reading or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Show yourself out. But I just can't believe that I, for most of my life, said that I don't really like reading or I'm not really a reader. And it isn't that I didn't like reading, it's just that I didn't find the types of book that I really like. Because I tried so many times to do like more self-help or some nonfiction stuff and things like that. I feel like I had to be like doing something significant with my reading and like having deep self-reflection if I was going to be reading. And I wasn't letting myself just have fun. It baffles me that I had these preconceived notions of reading for so long. I was just holding myself back. As is the story with many people, I feel like in the past few years with the pandemic and everything, Sarah J. Maas books are the books that made me fall in love with reading, but don't leave yet. Don't judge. I know elitist people have their opinions about Sarah J. Maas people. I'm expanding, okay? I'm a baby. I'm just a little bitty baby reader, okay? And let me enjoy my mediocre fantasy smut. Even though I don't think it's that mediocre, the world building, let me tell you, okay? But I'm getting into other stuff. I'm getting into lots of things. So don't judge. Because the judgment is how people don't feel comfortable reading or don't feel like they can just read whatever they want and have fun doing it. Either way, I plunged headfirst into a 15 book universe thing, and I fell in love with world building, all these threads connecting everything, and I've always loved that about other things. All the Marvel stuff, all the connections between every little thing, the little callbacks to the show or this other movie or this little thing. I love Easter eggs, and there's all of it just makes me feel so deeply, and I love it. And since I got into the Sarah J. Maas universe like a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever, I have fallen in love with so many other diverse worlds and characters, and it's just so wonderful. And it just makes me so excited for my future in reading because I'm just a baby, and I have so much of the world to explore. I can't wait to enrich my reading experiences and my knowledge and everything. But I can honestly say that making reading a habit in my life is one of the things I'm most proud of myself for doing in my life. And that may sound a little extreme and ludicrous. I feel like almost all of my other accomplishments in life have been fueled by like societal pressure or monetary pressures, and none of it is just fueled fully from me and my desire to do the thing, and also following through with it. As someone with ADHD, following through is so difficult. YouTube, I've tried to do YouTube many a times, okay? This is something that I've wanted to do my whole life. I didn't even want to do reading my whole life. I just wanted to read in the past couple of years. I'm trying again. Subscribe. Fuel me. Once again, outside pressure. But I need it. Most of the time we need it. We need it to have accomplishments. But I feel like my habit of reading came so much from just within myself and my desire to learn and see more worlds and know more characters. And so that's why I'm so proud of the 52 books that I read last year. To me, I'm like, oh my God, if I went back and told my younger self that I would read 52 books in a year, flabbergasted, on the floor, passed out. Maybe that's a little extreme, but they'd be like, couldn't be me. But it is. It is you. But I'm so insanely proud to call myself a reader now, and hopefully to call myself a reader for the rest of my life, because it has been so wonderful, and I've met so many wonderful people through reading, and I feel like I've just been able to deepen so many friendships and understand people in new ways, and it's so good. It's so good. Everyone should read. I'd love to know a little bit about your reading journey. What's your favorite book? Is there a book that got you into reading, got you back into reading? I know a lot of people got back into reading the past few years because they were readers when they were young. All I read when I was younger was Twilight, became obsessed with it, and then dropped off with reading. I never read anything ever again. I was like, Twilight, this is peak literature. I don't need to read anything else. I get it. I see it. Nothing can compare. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening about my reading journey, and I hope you join along with my reading journey, because that's what a lot of this YouTube is going to be. It's going to be me falling more in love with reading and talking about it, as well as other things that I love, like cozy gaming, as well as other not so cozy gaming, because my favorite game is The Last of Us. Not so cozy, but it's such a good f***ing story. If you want to join along on that ride, then feel free to subscribe. Follow me on other socials. myladysprout everywhere. I do a little bit of Twitch streaming. I'm just doing lots of stuff. Too much, honestly. Did Kaz jump scare you guys at any point in this video? Yes, my friends got me a badly photoshopped Kaz Brecker body pillow for Christmas. I'm not trying to steal Inej's man, okay? You shouldn't be sleeping with me. You're Inej's, okay? You're Inej's man, not mine, okay? See you next time. Signing off with fun book things. Team Edward. Most ardently. No mourners, no funerals. May the odds be ever in your favor, Gabby.